This weekly series of short performances is brought to you by the Gilboa Historical Society and made possible by a grant from the New York State Council on the Arts. This week we present Reggie Harris with Songs of Water. Reggie uses water as symbolic of social turbulence. Jews escaping from Egypt, Africans shanghaied across oceans, and the natural threat of Hurricane Irene. And he sings of humanity's ability to survive them all.
Well, hi again. And here we are inside the museum, where there are some amazing displays talking about the history of the area and also the dam and the reservoir. So once again, I invite you to come and take a look. And Gilboa. I looked up the name. Apparently it's a Hebrew name. Boiling springs, bubbling fountains, agitated waters. The people who came to this area, the people who lived here before, the Native Americans, realizing that there was lots of flowing water. The Schoharie Creek, the Mohawk River, which flows into the Hudson. And there's lots of turbulence everywhere, as there is across the planet. Water, of course, being one of the things that we as human beings and all plants and animals need to grow. Water is such an essential essence of our lives. And this song, well, this song actually comes from the marriage of two cultures. It comes from the Hebrew culture, the Jews who were in Egypt thousands of years ago. They were suffering in slavery and they went to the Red Sea, and there the turbulent waters are said to have set them free. And my ancestors, African Americans who were here in America and in North America, well, they heard that story and they learned from it. They fashioned a song that came out of knowing about that struggle. They said, wade in the water, children. God's gonna trouble the water. Did my Lord deliver Daniel? Did my Lord deliver Daniel? Did my Lord deliver Daniel? Did my Lord? Did my Lord deliver Daniel? He was in the lion's den. Sat with those three boys in the fiery furnace so they could get cool again. Stood with people by the edge of the sea. He was with Jonah in the belly of the whale. Well, when my people heard those stories, they said, there ain't no way we're gonna fail. We just wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Well, with those children all dressed in red, God's gonna trouble the water. They must be the ones that Moses led. God's gonna trouble the water. Well, with those children all dressed in white, God's gonna trouble the water. Must be the ones getting ready to fly. God's gonna trouble the water. Children say, wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble, say, wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Well, who with those children all are dressed in blue? You say, God's gonna trouble the water. Must be the ones that made it through. God's gonna trouble the water. Well, who with those children all dressed in black? God's gonna trouble the water. Then never, 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 never know, never, 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 never know, never know, never know, never know. They're just not going back. You know, on their way to freedom, many African Americans came right through this area. Some following the streets and rivers. Harriet Tubman actually came through this area. Came up and down the Hudson River, the Mohawk River. She may have even traveled to Schoharie Creek at some point. She was leading people to freedom, usually headed up to Canada. And she may have even sung this song. Well, if you don't believe you can be set free, God's gonna trouble the water. It's up to you and it's up to me. God's gonna trouble the water. Well, if you don't think you can be redeemed, God's gonna trouble the water. Just follow me down to the Jordan stream. God's gonna trouble the wade in the water. Wade in the water now. God's gonna trouble the water. Say, wade in the water. Wade now, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. I say, God's gonna trouble the water. Well, God's gonna trouble the. You know that God's gonna trouble the water. Well, I've been privileged to live in this area for about 32 years. I moved here from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in 1988 and moved into Middleburg, just outside of Middleburg. This area has been a really wonderful place to live with all of its history. It has undergone, of course, its share of difficulties and struggles, wading in the water, as it were. And in the year 2011, well, we and much of the eastern coastline suffered a tremendous, tremendous storm. Hurricane Irene visited this area. It was a very scary storm in that it raged for hours and hours, and it brought so much water in that actually the Gilboa Dam was thought to be overflowed, or certainly was threatened. I was out of the area during that day. I was on my way to Canada, actually, to record a new album. But I got calls from my neighbors saying that the waters were rising, and in fact, there's a bridge that goes over a small creek, the Brookie Creek, right in front of my house. And my neighbors called to say that that creek had risen up and had washed away that bridge. It would take 3 months to replace that bridge. And of course, the devastation in all of these towns, Gilboa included, was really tremendous, severe. It's hard for any of us to imagine the level of devastation that happened in this area, but I myself was just coming through a personal devastation. I had a liver transplant in the year 2008, and I had just begun to heal from that transplant. And there I was in Canada hearing about this area struggling with rising waters, washed out bridges, devastated houses. I wouldn't see it for another week. But when I came back and I came into this area, I saw people standing on both sides of the street with all of their belongings out of the house, damaged, ruined. Their lives, well, they were going to have to come back from that devastation. And so I began to write a song in Canada. And that song isn't just about me. It's about any time in our lives when we face trauma or things that are obstacles to us continuing to go on. It's a song that's called Resurrection Day. And so I offer that song to you now in the memory of that time that taught us that we are resilient enough to come back and survive. That is certainly something that people in this area have seen and proven many, many times. And for that 43-year-old man and his family, and for anyone who needs in their lives a resurrection day, I offer this song. You can open your heart to the rising sun, 'cause it's all right, it's over. Been a long, long journey, now that's done, and it's all right, it's over. Remember how you cried just one more day, the pain's so deep inside, all you could say, will I get over, can I get over? Unfolds on your weary face, but it's all right, it's over. Somehow you made it through, you found the grace to say it's all right, it's over. The light is shining now for all to see. Set your heart free. Now that it's over, you know it's over. You can raise your voice, let the angels sing. You can rise right up, learn to spread your wings. Hallelujah, a new day is here. You got a new Resurrection Day, Resurrection Day, oh, Resurrection Day, Resurrection Day. Now you are rising, oh, you are rising, you are rising, rising. You can raise your voice, let the angels sing. You can rise right up, then to spread your wings. Hallelujah, a new day is here. You got a new race to run. Oh, you can raise your voice, let the angels sing. You can rise right up, then to spread your wings. Hallelujah. Got a new race to run. Resurrection Day, Resurrection Day, oh, Resurrection Day, Resurrection Day.